Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Film Box Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Susan. I'm joined today only by my good friend Connor Jameson. It's a duo cast, which is probably the most diabolical thing that we could do on this podcast. And we're here today. We are talking about Paul Thomas Anderson's newest film, One Battle After Another, in theaters now. Connor, how are you doing?
What's up, homie? How you doing?
What's up, homie? We cool?
We cool?
Oh man,
that should be freedom out here.
That should be our new slogan. It's the Film Box. What's up, homie? We cool? Oh man, how you doing? How you feeling? I mean, we both just came back from the theater. And this movie is kind of a revelation.
Yeah, it's quite something.
Yeah. So we're gonna dive all into this movie, and it's gonna get very spoilery. So I'll say right at the top here, if you have not seen this movie, go watch it, come back to this podcast, and then listen to it, because we will not be like non-spoiler here.
We're not gonna mince our words here.
Right. All right. So before we get started diving into this whole thing about One Battle After Another, I just want to say, if you like what you're listening to, and you like this podcast, you like us, you like either listening to us duocast or like when Sam's on the pod or any of our guests that we've had, then do us a huge favor. If you're listening, subscribe, follow us, leave a rating. Share it with your friends, do all of that stuff. If you have movie-loving friends, share it with them. If you're watching us on YouTube, and yes, that means I'm talking to you in the camera. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, click the like button, share it out. It's the best way to help grow our audience. And also, we don't do any promotion for this show. So, everything that we do is all homegrown. And all we want to do is grow our movie friends, really. And if you enjoy movies, you like what we do, like what we talk about, then, follow us along and keep up to date. So, do all that fun stuff. And now I think it's time to talk about One Battle After Another. Now, I've got, obviously, if you're seeing me on video, I have donned the Leo cut, which is wild. I feel very weird staring at myself in the camera. Connor, you've donned a beanie. I've got a couple other little surprises for you. So at the premiere or the early screening, they were giving out some stuff. First, that I'm not going to be holding up this whole podcast, is a little like Leo's faux mustache on a stick. It's kind of fun.
His goatee.
Yeah, his little goatee. Second is a One Battle After Another beanie, which I will be wearing. And then third, which I'm going to wear this whole podcast, and you have not seen it, is the shades from the movie. So God. All I need is the robe. I wish I actually had a robe, but I thought these were just going to be like a random, because I've gotten sunglasses from these showings before. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, whatever, the little, the popular ones with the little thingies.
Yeah, like 3D glasses.
Not even 3D, just like the plastic ones that like you see everywhere. Yeah. They have like the little diamonds on the corners, and they're just like the circular or whatever. But then I opened these up and I realized they were the exact ones from the movie, and I was like, dude, this is incredible. So everything's much darker, but I am committed to wearing this for the entire episode. So
you're gonna hit the wrong sound button.
Oh, 100%.
You're gonna restart the episode.
All right, let's talk about One Battle After Another.
Okay.
So, One Battle After Another is a 2025 American action thriller film produced, written, and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, and inspired by the 1990 novel Vineland by Thomas Pynchon. The movie stars Leonardo Dicaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio Del Toro, Regina Hall, Teyana Taylor, and Chase Infiniti. This movie was shot by Michael Bauman and with music by Johnny Greenwood. And distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It was released September 26th, 2025, with a runtime of 162 minutes and a budget estimated between 130 and 175 million. It's tracking over 20 mil at the box office this weekend, and I wasn't going to make you guess that, but it's a pretty good number for a first weekend. I think a little bit below estimates. I mean, we'll wait to see how the weekend plays out.
Yeah, because I was thinking around like 40 to 50.
I feel like that's probably still in play, but you never know.
It is Saturday when we're recording,
right? So that is the background of this movie. Sam's not here to go through reviews, but Connor, you're here with us. So why don't you? You've prepared a couple. So why don't you run us down what things are looking like?
So to start with the Rotten Tomato scores, we got a PTA banger on our hands. It's a 96 with the critics, 87 with the audience. So people love it. Mm-hmm. It's fair to say.
Yeah.
However, it would not be Sam's review segment if we did not pull
the opposite review.
So,
beautiful. What a lead in.
That was LeBron, or way to LeBron right there.
Yes, it was.
As ugly as that was to say. So I got a couple, but one of the better ones. Incredible how bad the pacing was. Yet even more incredible was how boring this movie turned out to be.
Cannot
The political
believe that.
preaching dragged on and on. It didn't surprise me that the marketing flailed about, attempting to dance around the true nature of the film, only to ultimately fail, much like the revolutionary spurts ingrained in most of the characters, to accomplish anything. In spite of the on-the-nose delivery, the movie seemingly forgot to convey anything remotely profound or of any substance. Easily could have cut in. Let me retry that. Easily could have. Yeah, it's easily could have cut it an hour shorter. It dragged on for hours.
An hour?
Caps. Hours, plural. Here's the best part. Leo is washed up. Penn is unwatchable, and much like the critics of our era, smelling his own farts. Worst ensemble in PTA's lengthy filmography of bouquets. The film had no depth, the characters went nowhere. I didn't care about any of them. They had no emotions. Boogie Nights, Magnolia, and Hard Eight are masterpieces. It seems like PTA hasn't made a strong film in decades. Lost a lot of respect for him tonight. Hours I will never get back.
Whoa, don't worry. I think he'll be okay.
Wasted $25. Almost left several times. Wish I had.
Dude. What? This guy didn't actually see the movie. He didn't see it. No way. No way he saw that. Do you have another one, or was that the one that you pulled? Okay.
I do, but the second half of that, calling Leo washed and
is just wrong.
It's so wrong. But I also like the he hasn't made a good movie in decades. Just citing his first 3 movies are the only good movies he's ever made.
First off, Hard Eight, good movie, not a masterpiece. It's probably his worst movie. Boogie Nights, very good. Magnolia, I mean, I've already mentioned my thoughts on Magnolia. It stressed me out. Very good, but it stressed me out. But like, Phantom Thread came out in 2017. Like, it's and that's a perfect movie.
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood is widely considered one of the best movies of the 21st century. Like, come on.
The Master is one of the most beautifully shot movies of like this century as well. Just so wrong. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Just watched this at the cinema after really looking forward to watching DiCaprio, Penn, and Del Toro in the same film. I cannot underestimate how bad this film is. Reviews state it's an epic
Wait a minute.
action film.
That is so not the right word. I cannot underestimate. It's understate. First off, dude. Good God.
Reviews state it's an epic action film. Really? On what realm of reality is it a scintillating action film, as I read from one critic? Action has been done better on television for the last 20 years than is on display here. The best bit of the whole film was the cinematography in the last 10 minutes. The sweeping visual that it was a letdown by it probably being the least thrilling car chase since Driving Miss Daisy. All three characters had little to play with as script and plot goes, but did what they can, which still couldn't save this from being a festering turd of a film.
That's just incorrect. Yeah. This dude's whole opinion on Action is they have to shoot as many people as possible.
There were explosions too, that's the thing.
Yeah. This is like an action movie without shooting. And it's incredible.
It's just,
anyways.
Yeah, I think it's just like our action. There is no action hero. It's just action is happening.
Right. And and it's not your typical like shoot 'em up like Jason Statham. Like this is probably a guy who watches every Jason Statham movie. Yeah. John Wick is his favorite franchise.
I just watched Crank. Where the fuck is Crank at?
Oh man. All right. Well, we're gonna talk. I want to talk deeper into this movie. So again, spoilers. If you have not seen One Battle After Another, do not listen to the rest of this episode. Go watch the movie and then come back because we are diving in. So I'm gonna start right here, Connor. What did you think of One Battle After Another? Definitively.
This is the first PTA movie I've ever seen in theaters, and it is an experience. Like these reviews are so fucking off on the pacing because when the movie ended, I was like, holy shit, it's been like 3 hours.
3 hours.
And it doesn't feel like it at all.
Not at all.
The story is it's like kind of loose and fluid, but you're still so invested in it. You're invested in like these characters and the little things they have going on to the point where like you're not like, that's an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. That's an hour 45.
I've definitely been there. I wear my Apple Watch in theaters and the screen on those are not bright at all. And there have been plenty of movies where I'm like, holy shit, I still got an hour left in this movie. Like, oh my God. But with this one, it was like, seeing it for the second time today, it flew by. It just like, it rips.
Yeah. I want to ask you, how is it seeing it the second time versus the first time?
So I think the first time I was kind of in awe of a lot of the spectacle, right? There was a lot of, the action, the set pieces, the learning the story as it goes. Seeing it a second time and knowing how it plays out, it allowed me to really focus in on some of the finer details. I connected a lot more with the comedy, I think, the second time around, and how smart and well done the dialogue was. And then noticing little things, like being able to connect the dots. The first time I watched it, for example, I didn't realize that the guy who kidnapped the radio guy, I'm blanking on his name, is the same guy that Sean Penn's character gives Willa over to. Those are the more the little details that I just didn't connect the first time seeing, but seeing it a second time, you kind of get those. And like PTA's movies benefit from multiple viewings because they're so multifaceted, right? There's like a bunch of comedy and there's a bunch of drama and it's thrilling in some aspects, but he puts in little like bits and pieces of himself throughout films and very heavy thematic stuff, and you can track rise and fall of character a lot easier in multiple viewings. And so I always feel like seeing something multiple times of his helps a ton. But here it benefited. I mean, it was really just kind of solidifying how I feel about it. So.
Mm-hmm. And you said you saw it for the first time in IMAX. What was the screen the second time? Was that just?
It was the Showcase X Plus. So It was still a premium, but it wasn't like the expanded aspect ratio of an IMAX.
Yeah. No, because I saw XD too. So
yeah.
I imagine
it was very good. Very good. Definitely worth seeing. I do still really want to go see it in VistaVision in Boston at the Coolidge. So I'm trying to figure out when I can do that. And I'm hoping I might be able to try and do it next weekend or something. because like that's one of 4 theaters in the country or in the world playing in truly in VistaVision. So, but no, I mean, look, this movie's great. There's no denying it. I had written down, and something I've been kind of ruminating on. This is a movie that this is a movie that feels like it's been 20 years in the making, but it's plucked out of 2025. Like someone took what 2025 has been and said, "This, I'm making this a movie," but he's been making this really for 20 years, off and on. And it's so poignant. It's so on the nose with how society feels in a lot of ways, but also takes a look at that and says, okay, what happens to those people 15 years from now? And, how do the ramifications of people's actions from the past come back and impact them in the future? Not only themselves, but their family. And it's such an interesting way of looking at things. And I just think it's so perfectly well done in every facet. And this movie, I think, honestly, I can say nails everything. It might be the best movie of this year, and it also is probably the best movie of the 2020s so far, if I had to wager a guess.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Yeah. I can't really think of many that I'd prefer over it. So I touched on it a little bit, but I do want to ask you how you feel about where this movie sits right now. Like, how are you feeling about this movie in 2025, where it sits in the decade? Like, I want to know your thoughts on that.
I mean, I'd have to look at like the list of like all the movies, but yeah, I think it's just when you can make a movie that makes such a statement without really like definitively like putting your finger on like the scale of like the topic, I feel like it's just such a powerful experience, and it's something that has lasting impact because, like you were saying, it feels like it was plucked out of 2025. This is something where 5 years down the line, society's probably going to change a decent amount. You could look back at this movie and say, this was actually a really good encapsulation of what was happening. Even though, and I had this in my notes, there's no way they could have planned for this movie to come out when it did with what's happening in our society.
Oh, 100%.
But, like, because, like, you look at this in a movie like Eddington, where Eddington's a lot more on the nose of like what has been happening in like modern society with like the political atmosphere. This one is more of like just a how we're all feeling type of movie, which just it has that lasting power.
Right, and I find it quite profound too, and I'm just thinking about this now, is in the movie, the first half hour is just like a lightning bolt. It's just like a perfect encapsulation of today's society and what's happening. And takes it to another level, right? We've got protests and we've got things happening with immigration detention centers, and we've got, to put it at a very high level, a governmental overreach in some things. But then it also says, okay, but take that and then give them an extremist left-wing group to combat that. And, this is not your typical, like, protesters. These are people going into buildings, holding them up for money, raiding immigration camps, blowing up buildings.
Banks. Yeah.
Right. Like, we don't have that in today's society. But if we did, this is probably what it would look like. And then it asks you, say, okay, now think about that. And then 16 years later, it's the same stuff. Nothing's changed.
But that's something I really loved about the movie is that the revolution failed like they devoted their lives to it, and it didn't pay off the way that they expected to, which is probably in reality what would have happened, unfortunately.
Right. It's kind of like a violence begets violence sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
every side in this is wrong, really. Because, like,
There isn't a
bombing
happy
buildings is not going to be the way to solve your problems, nor is throwing immigrants in detention centers.
Yeah.
And then somewhere in the middle is where you solve your issues. And it's cool to see that like, they really say, like, okay, and you've seen this, and now you've seen the ramifications of this in real time, and now we're giving you 16 years later.
Yeah, I definitely like the emphasis on, like, how you said it already, but the past, how it comes back, and how the different members of this revolution have kind of not moved on, because some are still more involved than others, but how it all
They've moved to, I think, higher purposes.
Yeah.
Especially on the French 75 side, which is the radical left-wing group, the revolutionaries, if you will, in the film. I mean, Leo has taken the higher calling of raising a daughter, which is, a totally different thing. And, characters either have died, or really what has happened is they moved to the Underground Railroad and helping immigration. The radio guy, that was his whole deal post-revolution.
Yeah.
Was that kind of thing. It's really interesting. It's a great commentary. I think it's poignant no matter what your personal politics are. I think it really kind of shines a light on tensions in today's world.
Yeah, I mean, to that point too. On the flip side, you have Lockjaw, who is Sean Penn, and how he's been able to ride the success of taking down the revolutionaries into being a member of this secret society, which is just a white
supremacist group.
Yeah, but it's like a high society cult to them,
quote unquote,
where they say, like, you are just a superior man, but like that was his reward for doing his job,
right? And I actually I do want to bring up, because of course, PTA. I mean, he's a horny man. He had to fit in, and I love that Lockjaw's whole story is that he was so horny for a black lady that it basically fucked up his whole life. It's hilarious that's his whole motivation. It's so on brand with PTA.
With Teyana Taylor was insane.
Literally, when I was there with Ev and she saw that scene, I just looked over. She was like totally struck by what was happening, and I was like, "Yeah, you're in for a PTA movie, baby." No, all right. So you touched on a little bit. One of the things that I do want to talk about here is that this movie kind of feels like it's three separate things. It is, in the first half hour, like we have been talking about, this sort of plucked from 2025 version of what could be. This is obviously the only section of the film that has Teyana Taylor, who gives probably one of the best performances of the movie. It's full of violence, much more violent than the rest of the film, really, when you think about it.
And I feel like that was definitely a choice.
Yes. It's very explosive, both literally and emotionally. And it really sets up these characters and who they are, and gets us to understand who these people are, so that when we see them all these years later, we get it. The second thing that it is a father-daughter movie. And I think this is the thing that feels most close to PTA, in the moments within the second section, the like post half hour mark, is where this is a man who's married to Maya Rudolph. He has, I believe, 3 mixed race daughters. These things are very personal to him. It's very clear that he plucked sort of these sentiments of, how do I as a white father parent a black or mixed race child. And I thought that was really poignant. Leo is incredible in those moments. He's so funny. He's just fantastic. And then the third thing that it is it's a chase movie. It is Lockjaw chasing Leo and chasing Willa. It is Leo trying to reunite with Willa, and it is Willa trying to escape and get back to someone that will help her, preferably her father. And it works it's so distinct in those moments, but it just works so well together. I cannot speak highly enough about how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I truly was expecting this movie to just be on that first 30. Like, just the entire movie is about a group of revolutionaries fighting against the corrupt government.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And once, like, the voiceover said 16 years later, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not seeing that. And I think, honestly, for the better. This movie, I don't think works if it's 2.5 hours of revolutionaries fighting the government. No. I really don't.
No, and I think we got a good taste of, like, what PTA could do in, like, a very kind of explosive action movie with how he was directing, like, the camp break scenes. The shootout, like the car chase after the bank robbery goes wrong.
Yep.
And then it just kind of goes back to, I don't want to say more of his strong suit, but more of like the emotional dynamic of, you know, Bob and Willa, Leo and Infiniti Chase.
Chase Infiniti, swap that. Oh, man. Well, all right. So I want to ask you then. You kind of mentioned, you're mentioning PTA a bit. I will ask you straight out. Is this PTA's best work?
It's in the bucket, I would say. I don't know if it's his best, but it's definitely, because like that's how I view movies, is in buckets. It's definitely in the same tier as Phantom Thread and There Will Be Blood for me.
Having seen all of his films very recently, and having seen this twice, feel pretty comfortable to say that I think this will end up being his magnum opus, his best work. In a career full of masterpieces, this is the one that feels the most, for me, the most I'm connected to. Like, obviously, I love Phantom Thread. That actually jumped into my 4 favorites on Letterboxd. Like, Phantom Thread really connected to me on the side of me that loves romance and, you know, that side of things. But this is a movie that, like, I could sit down and watch every single day for the rest of my life, and I would feel pretty happy about it. Like, it's so cool.
I think, too, because PTA, this is the only, like, the second movie he's ever done that was, like, set in real time. This and Punch Drunk Love. And I feel like that does have a different impact on how you would view it.
Oh, for sure.
You don't have to, like, take yourself back to London in the 50s or the West.
Like Hollywood in the 70s in the porn era, or any of that stuff. Yeah, the frontier of America in the late 1800s or whatever it was, early 1900s. Yeah, like
post-Vietnam for the
master. Yeah, no, it's just kind of like, I know where this is. I know exactly how this is.
You know what the sentiment is of the time.
The man put Mo Bamba into his movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know. I would definitely I would say it's definitely up there with his masterwork. But I do want to talk, I mean, obviously this is something that's going to be on our show quite a bit as the year wanes down and we start to get into the early part of 2026, is the Oscars. And, I mean, this movie is going to contend for Oscars. There's no doubt about it.
For sure.
But what categories are we thinking? I believe, I think this is a no-brainer for Best Picture.
Yes.
For a nomination. Very well could win. I think Leo's a no-brainer for Best Actor.
Yes.
But supporting, there's a lot of supporting performances here. So how would you go for that?
I would say Sean Penn, probably. In my heart of hearts, I would give the edge to Benicio Del Toro. But I feel like Sean Penn definitely has...
He is quite good.
Yeah, he's so good in this. So I think if there's an actor who's going to get the supporting actor nom, it's probably going to be him. And then supporting actress, that's tough.
Yeah.
Because
I love Teyana Taylor in this movie, but Chase at Infinity does something in this film that is just it's just so rare to see for a debut feature.
this is truly the year of debuts.
Oh my god.
Year of
incredible.
twins and the year of debuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I would give the edge to Chase Infinity, I think.
I would too. Because I think what you would normally see in a role like this is like she would be confused, she'd be scared. Not for a second.
I mean, she's acting alongside some of the greatest actors of our generation.
Yeah.
And like going toe to toe with them every scene.
Yeah. Like she had like Leo just like muttering and stuttering
Yeah.
many times.
It's great.
But like that scene in the bathroom at the dance when Regina Hall appears. Normally you're like, oh, what the fuck is happening? What do you mean like people are here to get me? She's like, all right,
It's calm.
let's go. She's so calm in like the face of all this like chaos that's directed totally at her.
I think director, yes. Easily.
Sure.
He could definitely win director. Adapted screenplay, I think, is a lock. And then it's got to get below the line stuff. I mean, you're going to get score. Johnny Greenwood's score is... We're going to talk about it. You're going to get cinematography. You'll probably get a costuming nom for putting Leo in a robe for an entire movie. I think you deserve it.
Goatee.
Yeah. You're going to get the new casting award is probably you're probably gonna get that.
I thought that's next.
No, it's this year.
It's
this year, baby. Nope. Next cycle is stunts, I believe.
Oh yes, because that's the Tom Cruise missed out.
Yeah, but this cycle, 2025, is casting.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get all of those things, and probably a few more. You know, this could be a 10 Oscar movie, a 10 nom movie. All right, let's talk about what worked with One Battle After Another. This is an important thing that we talk about in all of our reviews. These are the things that we believe worked really well. Connor, I'll start with you. Give me what is something that worked in One Battle After Another?
I mean, we've been talking about it a lot. The score.
Oh my god!
So when you have an action movie, you kind of expect like high intensity music. I think this music just matched the true heart of what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it builds tension. That's what the score is. You know, when you've got a scene that's 15 minutes long and it's literally the guy playing the same set of notes over and over and over, and you're like getting stressed, like holy shit, like what is going on? I mean, it's incredible. It works so well. It's so effective.
Yeah, and it gets wacky too when it's just kind of like you're following Leo as he's kind of just bumbling around. Like it's not always just like the movie itself is not always serious, and the score matches that. which I think just keeps elevating. Like they just work so well in like stride with each other.
There's a particular scene at the end of the movie when after Lockjaw survives the car crash and being shot in the face, where he's walking with the sun in the background and with a rifle in his arms, and he's all bloody, and you think that's an epic moment. But the music is so it's made for laughs. You're like,
yeah,
this guy, look at this doofus. Look at this guy. He just won't give up. and it's funny.
It's yeah.
No, it is really, it's great. And there's a certain motif that recurs 3 times in the movie, right at the opener, and then somewhere around where the transition is made to some years later, and then the first time that Willa meets Lockjaw, that like orchestral hit that's so different from anything else in the movie. It's like, whoa, what is going on here? It's great. I'll give you something that works, and I think kind of playing off of that too is that the way this movie is shot is incredibly well done. There are some excellent framing of shots, but also some very innovative things. I do want to point out specifically the car chase sequence at the end of the movie. Some of the most unique shooting of a car chase that I have ever seen. Taking the perspective down low on the vehicle as it's moving up and down the hills was so cool. Seeing it for the first time and then seeing it again, it was something I had not ever seen before.
It just, like, especially since it's such a hilly road, you were just naturally expecting something to be over that next hump.
Yeah.
It wasn't until
they literally made 3 people driving in a straight line a thrilling car chase, and with no one gaining on anyone. No, it was literally 3 cars driving in a line for 5 minutes, and then that was it.
It was not like a typical action movie car chase where people are shooting at each other, they're doing car stunts. Like, the car chase in the beginning was way more eventful. I don't think a single person would say that was a better shot scene, though.
Oh my god, for sure. For sure. I guess this is probably the part where we can talk about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Has, I think, top 3, if not the best performance of his career here. I think you have stiff competition with movies like Wolf of Wall Street. But this is a movie, and I mentioned to Em after we got done, and she promptly shut me down saying, I don't want to talk to you like your film podcast. Just talk to me like a normal human being. And I was like, okay.
Don't be a film bro right now.
Yeah. But no, this was transformative. You know, you get, with movie stars, you get performances where you're like, okay, I'm watching, yes, it's good, but I'm watching Leonardo DiCaprio in this movie. You know, like when I watch something like The Revenant, or I watch something like Inception, or I'm watching, you know, it's like, yeah, this is a really great performance, but I'm watching Leonardo DiCaprio do this movie. This was not Leo, this was Bob Ferguson. Bob Ferguson completely overtook whatever the fuck Leonardo DiCaprio was in this movie. And I was fully on board. I was like, this dude has been boozing and doing drugs for 16 years. His mind is fried. He doesn't know what's going on. He's a bumbling doofus, but also when it comes down to it, he's going to get the job done. Sold. Done. Got it.
And it's so funny, too, because remember during Inherent Vice, we talked about how, like, Doc is kind of irrelevant to the plot?
Yeah.
The second half of this movie, he really has no impact on
he doesn't really. Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because Willa still is able to escape regardless of him.
No, his performance is still like so good, and his side plot with Benicio Del Toro is just incredible.
I will be discussing that in a few minutes.
Yeah. Oh man, did you by any chance listen to the Kelsey brothers podcast where they had?
I heard some of it. I didn't hear the whole thing.
It was pretty good, but I just can't get over the part where like Leo was talking about how when he was younger, an agent wanted him to go by Lenny
Oh,
Williams.
yes, I did hear that.
And Benicio was Benny Dell.
Yep.
So
just
in my mind,
horrible.
in my mind, they're just Lenny Williams and Benny Dell now.
Good God. No,
Lenny
Leo
Williams does not have an Oscar.
No, absolutely not. Lenny Williams is out of Hollywood by 1997.
Lenny Williams is like an actuary.
Yeah. It's like I just saw a thing today where it's Josh Rosen, who, if you don't know, if you're not familiar, Josh Rosen used to be a quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. He was
pick in the
he
NFL
was
drafts.
taken in a draft that also had Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield and
Saquon
Barkley and Sam Darnold and people who are still in the league and are Pro Bowlers / MVPs. Well, Josh Rosen played 1 year with the Arizona Cardinals, went 3-9 or whatever, and then has just completed his MBA. And it's like that would have been Lenny Williams if he changed his name. Oh man. No, but in all seriousness, Leo is great in this movie, and the thing that I like about it the most is like he blends this like kind of stoner character, kind of deeply caring father, depressed guy, but also he's so funny in this movie. Like Leonardo DiCaprio carries the comedy in this movie to the point where it's like at points it becomes a straight up comedy. His phone calls with the French 75 are hilarious. They're so funny.
What time is it?
I don't know. I don't remember. And he gets all sincere.
Listen, man. I love drugs. I love alcohol. They fry my brain. I don't know. I'll tell you everything I know, though.
I'm just trying to find the look. My man, I got separated from my daughter. Like it's just like he's so good. And really, it becomes just kind of a whole new. This is sort of the sort of thing we haven't seen from Leonardo DiCaprio. He doesn't do action movies, but this is an action movie and it's a comedy, and he does both really well.
Yeah.
So we can, I guess, too, we can talk about the supporting cast around him, because there's a ton here, starting with Teyana Taylor, who's in the first 30 minutes of this movie. Just a powerhouse. She's in the opening shot. She comes in and says, "I am the superstar of this movie," and then is gone after a half hour. Yeah. But she's great. She's very powerful, very in control until she's not, which I think is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, and then Benny Dell. Benicio
Del Toro, I think, is the unsung MVP of this movie. Full zen, the best. He's like when him and Leo are acting together, this movie is on a whole nother level. They are like the yin and yang.
Yeah. Well, because like Bob is a super paranoid person because of obviously everything he's done. Mm-hmm. And I think just being like someone who's so zen, like a sensei, Benicio is just so like in tune with just the peace of it in like all this chaos. He's like organizing this entire block, basically like evacuating to safety. Meanwhile, Leo is just freaking out, like, where can I charge this phone?
Yeah. It's awesome. So well done.
Yeah. Even like the strings he's pulling, like getting Leo out of the hospital, like, man, getting him to jump, throwing him out of the car, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
His little dance when the cops finally pull him over.
So funny.
So good.
Yeah, he just kind of he's a powerful performance.
Yeah. Have you been drinking, sir? Maybe a little. Couple of small beers.
I've had a few. A few what? A few small beers. Yeah, he really does knock it out of the park. Sean Penn too, as the villain of the movie, stunning. This is, I mean, Sean Penn is a legendary actor.
Yeah.
he's one of the greatest that we have. And I totally believe that him as Lockjaw. I mean, he gets this character so right as like this is a man who his whole life has been about trying to find his family, basically find the people he can be around. But there's something so off-putting about him. Beyond what he does as a profession, like even just the way he walks and the way he combs his hair and the way he is always moving his mouth and his like teeth, and it's like it's just off. And every choice that he does, it just works.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he just seems like a military man. Like the way he holds himself. And then like, yeah, I think it's a good point of how he's just looking for that place for himself with the people he belongs with. I think that's why he's probably like looking to get into that cult, the Christmas adventurers.
He's just trying to find the people that he can be around, you know, and the end of the movie kind of solidifies that. Like, he's so happy to be finally accepted into this society, and then he fucking gets murdered.
Yeah.
Then, obviously, we've talked a lot about Chase Infiniti, but excellent. Really holds a lot of the emotional weight of the second half of the movie. For a debut, I was blown away. The scene where she's on her own and she's, you know, in the hands of the 1776 group and like seeing everything happening around her, feeling like she's helpless, she's done for, and then like the guy comes back and he frees her, and then she's on her own and pure survival instincts kick in. I mean, that's hard to do for a debut actress. That's a hard thing to tap into.
Yeah,
but she nails it.
You look at, if you want to just take all that and boil it into one scene, look at the way she shoots the gun, like on the range. No recoil is affecting her. Just so composed. Everyone's just kind of looking at her like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, and
Are
then
you sure you haven't done this before?
oh yeah, and then at the end when she shoots the guy, the Christmas adventurers guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just pure raw survival emotion. I mean, she lets out that scream after she shoots him, and it's like, it just sells it. It's like, yes, this is what it would be like to be fully locked in a survival mode. Like, it's you or me, and I'm coming out on top. It's just so incredibly well acted. We talked about Teyana Taylor. The only other person really to talk about is Regina Hall, who has a minor role. Probably the part of the movie that I was least impressed with. Her character felt like, for someone as billed as she is, did not have as much to do.
Yeah.
Did well at playing babysitter, but was given only a couple scenes where she was really just speaking about everyone else. We didn't really know much about her character.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was definitely a missed opportunity because she is too good of an actress to kind of be put to the side like she was.
I do want to ask you. I want to ask you a bit about. There's one particular plot line that we've touched on a little bit that I want to ask you about. The Christmas Adventurers.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
Well,
as a plot line, not as a group.
Well, my thoughts on white supremacy are as follows. Bad. No. Listen, I was very happy to see Tony Goldwyn show up because I just like him as an actor. And then once he started like talking about the group, I was like, man, it totally makes sense that there is like this secret society of like white supremacists who are like in politics, in the military, and just in money, basically. The role in the rest of the story, though, I don't know. It kind of just felt off. Because I feel like they were just kind of there, and they were made important when they had to be, but they weren't always.
You could have done the story without it.
Yeah. Like, obviously, the guy comes, he almost kills Lockjaw. Fine. And that's like, I guess Lockjaw's whole motivation was he wanted to find Willa because he was trying to get into this club. But I feel like you could have had.
You could have done a lot of things with that motivation.
Yeah. It could have just been more. I mean, because when you show them, it's like 5 guys sitting at a table.
Yeah, it's implied that it's quite a large organization.
Yeah,
but it is. Yeah, we don't see a lot of it. I was after I saw this for the first time. One of my notes was that I thought it was a bit weird. For a lot of those same reasons, like, is this really necessary to have this? Second time watching it, I was bought in a little bit more, purely based on the idea that, like, this is what's motivating Lockjaw, and I assume over the previous 16 years prior to him getting kind of like invited, he had been probably trying out a bunch of different things to find his family, so to speak.
Well, because I think the whole point is, like, he put himself on their radar. With, like, taking down the revolution and his work with, like, the encampments.
Right. So I was a bit more bought in the second time around, but I do agree the first time was I was kind of like, all right, like, do we really need a white supremacist group in the movie? But the second time around, I was a bit more bought into it.
Yeah. No, because I think it's relevant, and I feel like it is something to touch on if you're going to make, like, the topics of, like, immigration and kind of, like, their whole thing is kind of like the purity of themselves. So I get wanting to have, like, the group there, but yeah, I don't know if they just introduce them sooner, make them pop up more, but that's the thing with PTA. Sometimes when he has a lot going on, certain things kind of get lost. So not lost in the shuffle, but
they don't take priority the way maybe they should. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unless you have any other things that work that you want to talk about, I think that's a good point to transition to the things that don't work, which I think is going to be a little bit shorter than the things that work.
The only other thing I wanted to talk about is, while we were kind of on the way of acting, is just how, like, no one is really like a pure person, like a really good pure person. Like, everyone has their flaws, like, not even flaws as people, but, like, they do bad things.
Right.
Obviously not, like, bombing the buildings, that's a no-no, but, like, Teyana Taylor's character, like, sells out the entire revolution.
Yeah, she's a rat.
For her own benefit.
And then abandons everything and goes to Mexico.
Yeah, then she just dips.
Yeah.
You know, like, Leo is, you know, a druggie. He's kind of like, not a deadbeat, but
he's well on his way if he hasn't already gotten there.
Much.
Yeah.
He's not doing much. He had that one line, like, in his first scene in, like, modern times, where he's like, I drive drunk good.
So good. So funny. I mean, I keep harping on it, but he has so many good comedic lines. I mean, we mentioned it earlier, the we cool?
We cool?
What's up, homie?
We just talk about freedom.
We're just talking about freedom. And he's like, hey. And the guy turns around, he's like, not you, I say, get in the car. It's like, oh, God. But anyways, you were saying about...
No, it's just like, I like that you're not trying to just it's a realistic look at what the situation would be.
Right.
Like, and like another thing is like her friends at the dance, they're like pretty much are all like on her side except the one friend kind of sells out that she has a phone and then gives the military her number, which then they're able to track. It's like, yeah, you could say like in an ideal world, if you're caught by the military and they're like pressing you for information, you're not going to squeal, but
it is very real. It's, you know,
yeah.
they are, it's in the real world, good and bad is not black and white. There are good and bad people on all sides of a conflict.
All right, Star Wars.
Right. And, you know, and not every character that is good is wholly good. They do some, they might not be, you know, they might have some flaws. Like, I would say in the grand scheme, Leo, you know, Bob Ferguson is generally a good character, but he's also a raging drug addict and alcoholic and sort of deadbeat who drunk drives. You know, Benicio Del Toro is a kind of a carefree guy who is fully okay driving and drinking and driving, but also runs an underground railroad to help immigrants. Like, you know, everyone does a little bit of good and bad, and that's kind of the fact of life. It's good, I think, in a movie to have characters that work that way instead of, you know, it's what separates this movie from like any of the Jason Statham types. I know I've picked on Statham a couple times in this, but like, you know, it's true. Give me one movie where Jason Statham's character is a flawed
where he's
hero.
morally gray.
Yeah. No, it's like every time it's like I was a Spec Ops ranger for the good guys constantly, and I am 100% good and will always do the best to save my team and win the day.
I will kill people, but it's in the name of good, so it's all
And
good.
these are all nameless, faceless bad guys of Bad X Corporation.
Who will kill you if I don't kill them first. So.
Exactly. All right, well, let's talk about... I mean, I guess the only other thing for what worked that I wanted to mention is the fact that they gave Leo a man bun. Wild. Love it. Super here for it.
Yeah. You know his hair is so greasy. Like the few times he doesn't have it in the ponytail bun.
When he wakes up,
sticking out.
When he wakes up from his sleeping, when the first time we cut to him 16 years later, and it's all flopping around, and Emma literally was like, ugh, in the theater. All right, let's talk about what doesn't work. I've got one thing that we haven't touched on here, and it's a damn shame that this movie doesn't have more Teyana Taylor in it.
I also have that too.
God damn, she's a
too good
force.
Of an actress to not be in more of this movie.
I've been a fan of her. I saw 1001 a few years ago. Put her on my radar. She blew me away in that movie. Was just as good here, and I kept waiting for her to show back up. I kept waiting for it, and it just didn't happen. And I was kind of disappointed that it didn't happen. That was the only thing I had that didn't work.
I got some nitpicks.
Okay.
So, I guess this is more of a real nitpick and not like a goofy one, but the movie does leave a lot to the imagination of what's happening to some revolutionaries, like the radio guy, Regina Hall's character. Once they get like interrogated, it's kind of just like, all right, you won't see them again, but you can make your assumption there.
The radio guy, you think about it, like, what do they really have on him?
They just said he has a sister.
Yeah. I don't really, yeah. That is a bit, yeah, it leaves a little bit to be, I mean, I guess you figure it out for yourself, or maybe it's not as important, but.
Yeah, I mean, you could just assume they killed him, or he's just thrown in jail, whatever. But you do it once, fine. Do it twice, and it's like, all right. Like, Regina Hall is a bit more of a presence in the story. I feel like you should have wrapped her up a bit more. But that was that was it for real nitpicks. But the goofy ones is what's up with this lair that the white supremacists have in like
Dude,
the basement?
crazy. I feel like is it like an interconnection of every house on that neighborhood?
The zoning laws that they're probably breaking. Like, I mean, they have people on the inside of the government who are probably signing off on it. Because I was going to say, there's no way people aren't like, you've got like 3 miles of developed tunnels under your house.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's going on with that? Yeah.
Why are they all connected to the houses above? What are you guys doing there?
Do you have permits for this?
Yeah.
I feel like you could have done so much more with that too. Like, really, a tunnel? Like, this is what you guys in your masterful club came up with. It was a tunnel leading to a room. Like, you could have had like a whole bunker under there, like a whole underground city. Lots of rooms, maybe a ping pong table in there. Like, come on.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It's funny. Not crazy funny, but it's just weird that they don't go like kind of more explicit with the. It's weird to say, but white supremacy. It's like they say it, but they don't show it.
I think that's intentional. It's like this is probably how it operates in real life. Like, they'll never come out and say, yes, we're part of a white supremacy group. But they'll be like, yeah, it's real unfortunate that Lockjaw had an interracial relationship with a black woman. It's like, man, this is real tough to hear. It's like, okay, we get the point. Like, that's...
Yeah, like, I'm not expecting, like, them to walk into a room and there's just, like, a swastika on the wall, but, like... I was expecting, like, something more than just, like... I guess there were just white hallways.
Yeah.
You know, white.
Maybe. I do like, though, that it kind of, like... Not humanized. Humanized is not the word to use for white supremacy. But it made you feel like, oh, these are not like cartoonishly evil people that are white supremacists. Like, this guy, it seems like a normal dude who goes over to this house and is having a light conversation about banana pancakes.
Yeah.
And like showing love to a woman who owns this house, and then also was planning dastardly deeds about white supremacy in the basement. Like, it's a very normal take. Normal take isn't the right word. It feels like everyday normal.
Well, I think the scary thing is that all those houses are probably connected. There were so many rooms that guy walked past that they weren't using. Mm-hmm. So this is probably like, that was a good way of showing that this is not just like this small group. This is like this entire like neighborhood is connected.
Right. And it's probably more of a reflection of real life, in that, like, your white supremacists aren't going to be completely 100% evil people. They're going to be normal dudes. Your neighbor might be one, and you would never know.
It's not like the days of the KKK and the pointed hoods. It's like, you know...
Bob and Tim... next door, who bring over casseroles on the 4th of July and then also plan lynchings on the side. Like, you know, it's crazy. All right. What do you have another nitpick? You said you had a couple.
Yeah. Sean Penn's hair is just, it's a mohawk with no mo.
Yeah. It's rough. The scene in the elevator where he like licks the comb and I was like, oh, God, this is fucking nasty, dude. Gross.
It is really funny that he does walk like he has a butt plug in.
Oh, he literally looks like he has a metal rod stuck up his ass. He's like fully back straight, like waddling around. He's got that limp in it. It's, ugh.
Yeah.
Just everything about his character is just a red flag.
Yeah. I will say he looks so natural in like a military outfit. Mm-hmm. For better or worse. I don't know if that's a compliment.
I don't know.
Or derogatory.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay, so let's talk about our best moments. This is kind of like our wrap, our last little section before we wrap this. Because there's quite a few best moments here. And I have some lined up here. I'll start you with the opening scene. the invasion slash what's the word for it? Oh, the siege, I guess,
Conquest.
of the immigration camp.
Takeover.
Yeah. Excellent. So good. Very cool to see kind of the planning, see the execution. And it's cool that they did this they didn't fire a bullet at anyone. It was like a very quiet takeover.
Besides the fireworks.
Well, the fireworks kind of.
Yeah, they're quite loud.
But like they didn't kill anyone. They basically said like, and that's kind of what I liked about the French 75 at the beginning of the movie is like they are violent, but they're not murderous. They don't go into a thing saying we are going to go kill people to liberate. That was the word I was looking for. Liberate. This camp. It is we are going to round these people up. We'll throw them in the cage. Give them their own medicine. We're going to free these people and we're gone. The bombing is I've called your office. I am warning you that there will be a bomb going off in your office, at this time. It's, Leo going over the plan of like, okay, we're going to set these bombs in this office building and they're not going to go off until 5 p.m. after everyone's gone or 7 p.m. or whatever it was. Like very specifically non-murderous, violent extremists until Teyana Taylor murders a man, which freaks everyone out.
Yeah. Well, because I think too, this is after, well, she's not Willa at this point, but the baby is born.
Yeah.
And she and Leo have the fight where he's like, you need to stay here with us. Like, we're a family. She's like, I'm me. Like, I'm true to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't, like, you don't have power over me. I'm going to keep doing this.
Right.
So I think it's like a buildup of like all of that. And then she just, shoots the security guard and everyone's like,
yeah, they freak out. They bail quickly. And which goes into my next best moment, which is that first car chase, like escape sequence. Woo! Very cool. Very, very, very cool. I like how it was like purposefully they show the car crashing into things. Like not just having like a full head-on collision, but like as it's going between cars, it's like hitting the cars on the way by. Like it's not like typical action sequences where you got stunt driver on closed course going like making all these turns, avoiding all the cars. Like those vehicles get fucked up.
Yeah. I would say you probably want to not hit a bunch of cars if you want to like not draw attention to you, but to each your own.
Leo and Willow at home before the dance, I think is another nominee for best moment. When she's grilling him and he's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You say what's on your mind. You do all, and then her friends come over. He's like, who the fuck is that? What? The red car? Just drive. It's a little loud, don't you think? And it's like a quiet car in a very quiet neighborhood. It's just freaking out, all paranoid. Like, just a great moment. It's such a funny interaction. What else did you have? Do you have anything in this?
The riots at Backton Cross. Like once the police and the military are doing their raids and there's like this standoff and like the cops have like their kind of guy on the inside throw the Molotov and it kind of just kicks off like this whole like riot, I guess.
Yeah.
And like this is when Leo and like the skateboarders are escaping on the roof. Probably one of the best looking shots of the movie too is them like jumping as like these fireworks are going off on the ground. And then obviously he falls off the roof and gets tased immediately.
Yeah, I was gonna say as the best moment or best scene, everything from she goes to the dance and they find out that Lockjaw's here. They get the simultaneous warnings to Leo falling out of the tree in the escape is like no hyperbole. I think probably some of the greatest 40 minutes of a movie I've ever seen. Like, I'm just so locked in. It's a full, like, escape sequence that's 40 minutes long. It's so much of this movie, and every part of it is just breathtaking, from the cinematography to the score, all those things we talked about, the performances. This is the bulk of, we get Benicio Del Toro in this section. We get Willa being pulled out of the dance, which is very, very cool. And Leo being like, okay, well, I'm very high and very washed up, but I'm a mercenary.
The way he's talking to himself, too.
Oh, my God.
When he first gets the
don't get paranoid.
It's like, okay, you got this. Just remember, don't be paranoid. You're getting paranoid.
It's just such a cool... It's like one of those things I think you'll look back and, like, probably courses, like college courses, will analyze that scene of, like, this is almost like a real-time scene, and it's intense and gripping for an entire... I think it is like 40 minutes. I can't imagine it's shorter than that. Mm-hmm. It's just so cool.
Again, there's like... At no point in this movie did I ever feel like, damn, this shit's taking a while.
No.
Like, it's so easy to get locked in.
Mm-hmm. I had kind of further on down the line, I had Willa escaping from the 1776. Just a very cool, very short but gripping sequence. Mm-hmm. And then I had... Oh, go ahead.
The shot when, like, the camera's mounted onto the car door.
Yes.
As she shuts it.
Yep.
So cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And then I had the car chase at the end.
Yeah, that was my last one too.
And the standoff between Willa and Lockjaw when they meet in the church for the first time. Super cool.
That was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Just the way it was shot too, where it's like super high angle.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there.
Extreme wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you make a DNA test, or like a test like that. Thrilling. Props to you, man. That is like, it's not easy to do.
Well, too, because I did not realize that she was going to be his daughter. I thought, like, that's what's got me. I will say that.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's vote, I think, on our best moment. I've got to give it to the sequence from Lockjaw arrives in Becton Cross to Leo falling out of the tree and getting caught is my favorite by far.
Mm-hmm. I gotta give it to the car chase though.
Oh, I think both are worthy. I think both are worthy of giving an award. Sam's not here to break the tie, so I'm okay with it splitting the award there. All right, best performance. I mean, we've talked a lot about the performances, but can you give it to anyone other than Leonardo DiCaprio?
Benny Dell.
Benny Dell? Yeah.
Lenny Williams and Benny Dell are taking
Lenny and Benny?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. With special shout out for Chase Infiniti and Sean Patton, and Teyana Taylor, really.
Again, just the entire cast.
The entire cast. Yeah, I mean, I think I would give it to Leo just because he does it for longer. But Benicio is kind of like, he comes in like a bat out of hell. He's just a force.
Mm-hmm. And I think, too, it's just like they're just perfect foils of each other. Mm-hmm. Like, he's paranoid. Benny is just so composed. I'm going to keep calling him Benny.
Benny. All right. Well, that's going to bring us down to the end here. Where we talk about final scores. We, with all of our reviews, we give this movie a score here. And it's the same thing for One Battle After Another. So, Connor, I'll start with you. What is your score for One Battle After Another?
Now, I haven't thought too much about this
Okay.
because I think I do need to rewatch it. Well, I was going to rewatch it anyway. That was a given. It's hard not to say that it's in the same tier as like my 5-star movies of this year, though. Like with Superman, Sinners, Weapons. Like this is just for me. If I was gonna make like a mashup of like what movies defined this year, One Battle After Another is firmly there. And something I forgot to mention too is they say the name of the movie quite early on.
100%.
And they say it naturally too, because like it's
From here on out, it's one battle after another.
Yeah. It's so good, man. It's I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment and say it's like I just need to see it again before I give it like a more definitive statement as for like overall ranks, but it's just so gripping. It's shot incredible. The score is great. Performances are all insane. It's just a movie you got to see.
Oh, 100%. So in terms of score, that is a 5 for people listening.
Yeah.
I know you wrote it down in our Excel sheet, but you did not say it.
Well, because I said it in like the midst of saying like
Context.
It's in the group of 5s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to 5.
Look, One Battle After Another, I think, is the kind of movie that 10 years from now, we're going to be looking back and saying this was a pure masterpiece work from probably one of our top 3 best living directors and one of the top 3 best living actors. And this is a movie that's going to stay in the cultural zeitgeist for a long time. It's that poignant, it's that thrilling, it's that action-packed, it's that funny, it's that good, really. I don't think it's hyperbole to say it's a 5. I don't think it would be too far of me to say it's maybe the best movie of the year, and I wouldn't even go as say it's too far, I wouldn't say it's too far to say it's the best, maybe top 3 movies of the decade, if not the best. I mean, this is one of those kind of movies. It's just incredible. A pure feat of filmmaking across the board. So that is going to put us. I will label this tentatively because Sam still has to see this movie.
It's an asterisk.
There is an asterisk here, but for now, this is for the second time in 3 weeks, our new number 1 film and the only film on this podcast that has a perfect 5-star rating with an asterisk.
Do you want to make a bet? Do you think Sam's going to give it a 5 if he sees it?
I think so.
He sees it?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
I think he probably will, but I don't know. There's no Daniel Day-Lewis in it.
Well, for now, it is a 5-star and the highest rated movie that we have done in this podcast. So, Connor, we've done it. We did it in less than an hour and a half, which I am impressed. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Filmbox Podcast. And if you like what you listen to, leave a rating, subscribe, follow us on your favorite podcast platform. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment, share it out, do all that fun stuff. It really helps us out. Let us know we're doing a good job. We put a lot of effort into these podcasts, and we're all movie fans, and we just want to entertain everyone the way we entertain ourselves on these things sometimes. You can follow our socials, especially follow us on TikTok. There's plenty of little bits and pieces going out about these shows on TikTok every single day, whether it be this one right here that we are recording and talking to you from, or throwbacks from other stuff. We're kind of mixing and matching a whole lot of stuff on there right now, so check that out. Go to our website for a whole bunch of content written by us and some of our great friends of the podcast. And you can go to our Letterboxd profiles to see what we're watching, when we're watching it. You don't have to wait for each episode. to see what we're watching. And with that, I'm going to end it by saying, "What's up, homie? We chill, we cool. And we'll see you next time."
Viva la revolución.